You see her smile start to drop a little bit. Now, I know you all are new to this town, but I do highly, highly recommend that you don't threaten the ones that have been quite peaceful.
Oh, threat! No, you misunderstood me. I haven't made a single threat. My knees are shaking, but I haven't made a threat.
She's a people person. She picks up on auditory inflections and visual cues of an individual. She could tell you're pissed off.
But in reality, it's kind of a nervous, scared, fearful, anger, a whole bunch of emotions going through right now.
Well, I would say it would be wise for the small one here, and she's looking at Star Davni when she says this, to maybe stay with your other party members if you go and talk to Mr. Darren. I really don't want anything bad happening to him.
Completely understandable. To be honest, I'm not too sure of what the problem is, if there's a problem or anything else, but if you're saying that they're good people, then I'm going to assume that they're good until I'm proven otherwise. So
she gets her boisterous smile back, and she leans over the counter to you, looks at you, like leans right up to you, whispers in your ear, "Well, he's a paladin like you. He's not an oath breaker. That's about all I know. You should really go talk to him." And she smiles. Leans back. His cider is fantastic.
I'm gonna go over to Isla and say, I'm gonna go talk to Smiley McWinkerson outside, because it's been advised that we talk to them. But I don't think Drakkar needs to go. She seems to be having weird, like, there's trauma there. So if you can help her get the brazier and the incense, the other things that she's looking for, and I'm gonna hand Isla the charcoal, like, I don't know, just like glitter this in front of her or something, because she needs that. And then I'll go deal with the other. Does that work for you?
Yes, I will, guess I have a new partner today. I will take her to the other places that we need to go, and then do you just want to meet us at the orchard?
I guess, but I think this person makes cider, so I think that they're from the orchard. So we might... But I was told they're not a druid. I don't know. That's why I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay. So how about this? How about we just, because I also want to check on Parsec in a bit also. So how about when we're all done, we meet back in front of the tavern and then grab Parsec. Hopefully he's done doing what he's doing. And then we move on.
Yeah. In an afterthought, we probably should have just like perched him on one of our shoulders or something. He could have read there.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. But you know, yeah, hindsight is 20/20. So, okay. I'll go deal with creepy McGrinny.
You have fun with that.
And I will go make my way to go find the Grinny alleged paladin.
That disturbed you, didn't it?
It made it weird.
I'm sorry.
It's
It wasn't
fine.
supposed to be weird. He noticed Drakkara being Drakkara, and he found it funny.
Okay, so we leave the store. We're outside, me and Isla and Parsec.
No, Parsec's back at the...
Parsec's still in the tavern. Parsec's currently having walnuts stacked on his head to see...
Mona Lisa
So
234, thank you so
Isla.
much for the follow. Welcome in.
Star Daphne's gone. I asked Isla, where'd Star Daphne go?
Oh, she went to go check on Parsec and all that stuff.
She lied.
Why don't we go by
She
what,
lied for
what else
me.
we needed? I wasn't hearing quite clear when we needed to go. Do you remember where she said to go?
Yes.
One second. Oh.
The sister, the
Isla. Deception check.
Yep.
Why you always lying?
It's a very lying day today.
Okay. Well, Drakare, you can tell she's lying about what Starodavni is doing.
and I have my suspicions of what she's doing. So I was like, Isla, you don't understand. Some 300 years ago, my ancestral home, where my family's from, Blingenstone, was massacred. Blingenstone at the time was the height. It was the largest city of my kind of gnomes in the whole world. Tens of thousands of us were there. And it was massacred by a drow invasions. Drow, they murdered, raped, and enslaved tens of thousands of my kind. Drow can't be trusted. I mean, for my own sake, I'm lucky enough that my great-grandfather was one of the few hundred gnomes that were able to escape. It was a bloody massacre. Drow cannot be trusted. If Storm Dominic went over there, she's in danger.
Listen. You need to trust her with this. Because
I trust her.
No.
It's the Drow I don't trust.
No.
We
If
might
you
be
trust
finding
her-
a coffin for Starodavni if we let her go there by herself.
if you trust her, then you'll trust that she'll be able to handle herself, especially with those voices that she has. They seem to be protecting her just fine. Listen. I understand. But you can't cause
I'm worried.
an
I had to
uproar.
bite my teeth. It's these bystanders around here. I didn't want to cause any trouble for everybody, for all you in the town. But I'm warning you now. If we come across a drow, we ain't wasting time to make a plan.
But let's not be too hasty. We are protecting this town after all. They're supposed to trust us.
Which is why I'm grunting my teeth and being forceful to stay here. But drow are not trustworthy
Okay, well,
in their nature.
in their and you're speaking of nature, I also know of things to be in their nature. So let's just see how this plays out. Let's go finish what we need to do. And we'll meet back at the tavern, okay? And I'm sure she will be just fine. Just trust me on this.
Drakare, it is up to you whether or not you believe her, as she did lie to you at the beginning of the conversation.
Jakar also lied to me in the morning, so
This is true. This has been a day of lies and deceit. At least you're not talking to a dragon, or it would have eaten you both.
I kick the ground and grudgingly go around. All right.
Us drows are
Let's go to the
survivalists.
sister's Lucky Fountain.
And you all make your way towards the Shrine of Luck, and we will pick up with Parsec in the tavern. Parsec, roll me a perception check with disadvantage, -5.
And I just wanted to let you know that drow looks very old. So that means he was around at the massacre. When the massacre happened, he was around. He's older than that massacre was. How long ago it was.
There's a tankard and a plate stacked on your head currently that you cannot feel. This scroll is a very good read.
Oh, they all are.
And there's snickering and laughing from Pip as he continues to stack things on your head. Like he's pulled up a chair at this point. You didn't hear the scraping of the chair. You didn't hear the clinking of the plates, and you just see Toblin's wife behind the counter just shaking her head, letting it happen because he's not doing any harm. And then we go over to Astara Davni as you're making your way to the orchard. You walk up, and you see Darren sitting on the front porch, and he is drinking out of a glass, and he waves at you as you walk forward.
I walk up and wave as well. And good morning.
Good morning. Who might you be?
Stardofny. And you are?
Well,
Darren, right?
I am correct. You already know my name. I'm presuming that Miss Barthen told you.
Yes. She said you have some wonderful cider.
Oh, I do. The best in town. Well, can you claim the best in town when it's the only in town?
We take those. We take those.
And he smiles slyly and he slides you a glass of it. Try it.
I take a sip.
And it's a delicious cider. And as you're looking across the orchard, you see at least 3 to 4 different kinds of apples just there. And the way he's blended all the apples into the flavor of the cider is just a perfect medley. It's sweet but slightly tart, and it warms you completely as you drink it.
So
And it has a good aroma, and there's a tinge of cinnamon to it. Trying to think of more descriptors for a cider, and it's like I'm realizing that I've never actually had a good fucking cider. Damn.
I'm trying really hard not to just bring booze knowledge into here. I'm trying.
Okay, hold on. Wait, no. Actually, can we take a minute? Can we get some booze knowledge? Actually,
Well, no, because I mean, traditionally for this time period, they would have used natural open source yeast, so that would have been like what actually goes through the air. So seasonally, it would be dependent upon what yeast goes and hits what the brew was. So depending on whether or not it will have more of a tart or sweet to it would be seasonally and what is grown around it.
interesting.
Mhm.
Well, with that knowledge, it is a sweeter one.
Oh.
I'm assuming sweeter would be closer to spring. Yes, maybe.
Yeah, it's again dependent upon what's around.
We learn new things every day.
Yes.
You don't learn at least one new thing, and then are you actually being productive?
So
And I learned about cider today, and I'm happy.
So then, aside from working with these wonderful, beautiful trees, what else do you do?
Well, I keep an eye on the local area, as I'm sure. And he rolls his eyes. Miss Barthen also mentioned I used to be a paladin. And from paladin to paladin, as what I can tell, I'm assuming you are a paladin. There is something plaguing the northern areas of town.
Well, they had recommended that we come over here because we're trying to find something up to the north where Gudrun Rockseeker is being kept, and so we're trying to find that location because we don't know how long he has. We had gone to a stronghold, and the prisoners that they had were not kept well, as most prisoners are, but that just means he has limited time.
He, you can see his brow furrow as he starts to think. Gundren, you say? What? The name sounds familiar. I think Miss Barthen's mentioned him a couple times. Was he abducted?
Pretty much.
Well, that's another thing to add to the list of concerns, and you see him visibly just taking a deep breath and sigh. Well, I know there's been rumor of some sort of castle in the woods to the northwest of town.
Mhm.
Northwest of town.
Okay.
I don't know if that's of any help to you. I don't know the name of the place. That's not my main concern. My main concern has been the reports of undead sightings further north.
Okay.
And seeing that the Red Brands have mysteriously beat the books, and he looks at you and winks, I believe that's the top of the list. Well, top of my list. Second to the cider I make, of course.
Well,
did you enjoy it, by the way, man?
I did. Is there any way I could get some to take with me?
He smiles. Of course.
Because one of my friends, they wanted some, but and I'm not trying to ruffle feathers because I don't know. Did you know our smaller friend? Kind of dark.
I do not.
Menacing.
I do not know her personally, but I know the stories that I have heard. I didn't spend much time in the Underdark as my order needed me above ground more than under. But the atrocities that I heard from that day were more than inexcusable.
And what order are you from?
He points to a pin on his work jacket. The Order of the Gauntlet. A long-standing one. I don't exactly work for them anymore, per se. I'm old. Very old. I just am enjoying my time in, I guess you could say, a semi-permanent retirement. Growing apples and making cider and keeping an eye on the good folks in this town.
Well, if you wouldn't mind sending me with some of your cider, I don't mind paying for it, but I think maybe I might be able to impart a little bit of a gift as well in return for your help.
Well, he smiles. 1 minute, and he goes inside his house.
He's gone for a minute. While he's gone for a minute, I'm gonna go out to his trees and I'm gonna go sing to his fucking trees. That's all I need. I don't need long.
Okay, so you go up to the orchard. You sing your song of growth. It's very familiar to what a small cat would sing on a certain game that we both quite love.
Yes.
Can we get an example, Wendy?
I don't have it with me.
Damn it! It's on my. Oh yeah, it's on my channel. Damn it. But you sing, and you see the all the trees start to come to life, and they're more lush. They become a vibrant. Their leaves a vibrant green. The apples become big, like the ones that were there start to grow in size, and in their colors are more. Oh, what's the word? Vibrant. I've used vibrant already, but they're bright. They're very clearly in prime condition right now.
Perfect.
And that takes you about 30 to 45 seconds, and you manage to scoot back to the porch of the house before he comes back. And he walks out with 2 big bottles of cider, and then a smaller specially labeled bottle of cider. And he smiles. These 2, and he holds them, are for your party. It's an older batch from a couple years ago. They'll keep you warm when it gets really cold. And then he grabs a smaller bottle, and from paladin to paladin, and of course, for a beautiful lady, he hands you that bottle. This one is a special batch. It's a very, very small one that I made. Does it maybe have some paladin magic mixed into it? Potentially. Drink that when you're feeling out of options, and it'll help you. It'll either help you by restoring your lay on hands or giving you a chance to smite. It's a 50-50. I could never quite nail down the effects.
Well, I appreciate that. And I kind of take a step off the porch and kind of point over to the orchard, and this is what I've done. May your
He
next
leans
crop
over.
be wonderful.
He leans over the side, and he smiles, and you see it's a wide, bright smile. Well, my lady, what is your oath to?
Oath of the Ancients.
He taps the side of his nose. Makes perfect sense. Thank you for your blessing. And I hope you and your party are successful in your ventures. And if you find the time, he scratches out old Owlwell on your map.
Okay.
On a map, not your map specifically, and circles where it is, and then hands it to you. I would go take care of this myself if I could, but the bones are not where they used to be, and I'm old.
Well, I appreciate your time, and thank you so much for the gifts, and it's wonderful to talk to you. And I'll let my party
Come back.
know, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Come back anytime. All of you are more than welcome, even the little one. May she find peace in her heart. And you see him settle back down with his mug of cider and relax.
And then I will go and put my items in my bag and head back over to the tavern to meet up with the party.
So, the two big bottles, you can label them as cider of warmth if you would like.
Okay.
What they will do is, if you are cold, you gain a resistance to the cold effects of weather for about, I would say, 2 hours. And then you have advantage on Constitution saving throws versus cold for 2 hours. And the small bottle of cider is cider of the Paladins. And it
Bottled
will...
by Quest End?
Bottled by end of the quest.
Okay.
And that cider will restore your lay on hands or give you a free divine smite per like half bottle. So like the first half, you'll roll a d4. Evens, you get lay on hands. Odds, you get divine smite. And then whatever effect doesn't happen with that first half will happen with the second half, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Alrighty. And
Oath of the Ganja.
while she is talking to Darren and learning about all this stuff and getting some cider, you two are at the Shrine of Luck, and Sister Gorell waves to both of you, and then she looks at you, Drakar. Are we back to try and pilfer the shrine again?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I wasn't trying to. I was just. Don't know what happened that day. But anyways, I don't remember. Yeah, I just was needing some equipment that you might. Thought I told you might have. The store keep. And it's to you. And I'm just looking out to purchase a brass brazier, and some incense, and some herbs.
Well, I don't exactly run a store here, but
Oh, here I'll make a donation.
a donation.
church.
Of course. She smiles. Well, I can't give you all of our stock, but what I can give you is, and she pulls out a small, very small. She goes inside, comes back with a small brazier, and inside is it's a small copper brazier, and let me see something.
I need
real quick.
brass.
It is brass. I meant to say brass. You know, brass,
know what you
copper,
meant.
same difference. You know,
Same
casually
color.
it's okay.
I can hear Parsek's voice. No, it's not.
Nourishing it.
Be good impression.
And She comes out with about 20 gold worth of incense. Now that is all I can spare from my
All right.
stock. I hope it
appreciate
is
it.
helpful.
And here, I give her the 30 gold for donation.
She smiles and then she looks at you dead in
I'm
the
off.
eyes.
Have a great stream, please, and thank you so
I
much. I
recommend
appreciate
next
it a
time
lot.
you don't try to pilfer the shrines of gods, as some are much less forgiving than Timora.
Oh, I think you misunderstood my intention. I was looking for the tithing box. I wanted to make a donation.
She
But-
smiles and she points to the
I'll give it to
front.
you directly.
Bane
She
is
points
on
to
a
the front
3-stream
of the
streak.
building.
Come on, everybody.
It's right there.
We're going streaking. You're streaking through
but-
my
I'm
stream,
blind as a
sir.
bat.
Put some clothes on.
But we will let bygones be bygones. Just I
But
recommend
enjoy your
you don't do it
350 extra carrots. I appreciate it a lot.
Well, of course.
again. So you have your brass brazier or brass brazier and incense. 20 gold pieces worth of incense. And then I believe Starro said she gave the charcoal to Isla, correct?
Right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I need some herbs. I imagine I could have gotten them from the store.
You can
Well,
you
I
can
get them from the tavern. I get them from the tavern.
exactly.
Thank you, Cloud, for the 100
you can
biddies.
pick up herbs almost anywhere. You could roll me a nature check walking down the road, and I guarantee you could find some fucking herbs. Or just ask your druid. Druid
get from a
craft
druid.
parsley. Herbs.
I know. I go upstairs and ask Sammy just to produce a leaf of some herbs.
Some basil.
She's seeping.
Some
You just
basil.
go and
She's
pick it from her roots. Ha. Oregano. Perfect.
Oh no! Would it be ginger?
What?
Because ginger
it's
is a root-based herb.
But you
It
said
was
that her
ginger.
roots were sprouting, so maybe she was sprouting some other stuff.
Who the fuck knows what's going on with her? She's fey, you know.
She might have a bit of rosemary on her.
Yeah.
You're never. It's
She's
rose time.
She's marinating herself at this point with all the seasonings.
She really is. There's a certain bugbear barbarian that would probably find her very tasty.
Why is Grimmopotamus giving out bras? He just walks around giving braziers.
As you all finish up your shopping and you meet back up at the tavern. You all meet back up at the tavern. Isla and Dracara, you see Star Davide approaching. Do you say anything?
Me? I'm just walking up to.
Anybody?
I'm. Hey guys, I'm back.
Oh, you are still alive. That was a stupid, foolish thing to do for a paladin.
It was
Drow can't be trusted. They're evil at heart.
That one seemed pretty nice. He was kind of.
What if I could
He
prove
was
you-
older and wise and charming and.
And probably a really good liar. I said, let's put it this way. Remember, I'll prove to you he was lying. All right, I remember all of you when we first met the mayor of the town. I say, Isla, and you, and I point especially Sammy, and I give Alan the sturdiest look, and I mean the parsec, the sturdiest look, and point at him and say, hey, you guys were all highly upset at what was the mayor doing a shitty job of protecting the people by letting the Red Brands just run havoc through the town. You guys were all upset the mayor thought he did a shitty job, right? And I want you, Starl. This guy's apparently a paladin, and you had a paladin let the Red Brands run through this town? That's bullshit. I said, the mayor, he's just a politician. He's a coward. He's a little weasel. But a paladin to be in town, to let that Red Brands run track, just let the citizens, the local citizens just be under thumb and nail. I said, You wouldn't do that, Star Dominic, now would you? So to have a paladin here, let that happen. He's no paladin.
Parsec is going to take his glasses off his face and pinch the bridge of his beak. What in the fuck are you talking about?
Well, to be fair, he's very old, and there were also things that he was trying to get done, Jakar, that he said that he didn't have the strength to go and take on. I mean, maybe he's not fit for battle anymore, and to not understand that, as with all creatures, we age and our abilities. I mean, maybe he doesn't.
And all the stories and books and horror books that I've read and stories, I'm sure you guys all know this true. The evil person is it's the person that's the least suspected, the one that nobody would think, oh no, she's such a sweet little person, they couldn't possibly be that evil. It's always the bishop, the henchman, or the butler, or the second in command, or whatever, that's manipulating his team behind the time. The mass murderer, oh, that's a sweet little Bobby. That's it. Oh, it's always the ones that are least suspected or most evil.
Sorry, really
with
quick.
everything that's going on.
How tall is
maybe
Jakara?
he's the spider. I'm 3 foot.
Okay.
You're twice as tall as me.
Okay, no, that's totally fine. I'm just, I just want to make sure I can paint this image for you correctly, Ron.
I climb up on the table and look down at you.
No, like as you're doing this, like the hamster's connecting dots, and now I am 100% suspicious that you're the bad guy that's cultivating the entire thing, because of course that's what the bad guy would do. You're right there, and you're the person I'm least suspecting right now. So you're just, of course the bad guy would say they're the bad guy or point out everyone else's. Like, if this was Among Us, like, I'm 100% picking you.
What's happening? I'm like nudging Parsec to like come on my shoulder. I'm just like, I'll tell you. Wait, just come up.
I close my book and tuck it back into my bag. I hop on her shoulder, like, I don't understand. You guys
I'm just
left in such
sitting
good
here.
spirits.
Jakara, all I'm saying is that he didn't seem so bad. And I had said something just in passing about you, because I had seen that you were uncomfortable, and he was even saying what had happened in the past, that he wasn't there for that, which of course I get. Of course he would say that. But the sorrow in his face in discussing the atrocities that happened, I mean, that itself wasn't fake. I mean, and I understand sometimes hatreds run deep. They do. But I don't think this was him. Yeah.
Roll me a history or religion check to bring to mind what his order was. Perfect. You can recall and to a T can see and remember that the Order of the Gauntlet was a group of faithful seekers of justice who protect others from the depredations of evildoers. The Order is always vigilant, ready to smite evil, enforce justice, and enact retribution against any who try to subjugate or harm others. And with that, you know for a fact that he would not have condoned the actions that were done that day. They weren't against a party of evil. They weren't against improper justice. It was slaughter. It was genocide.
And I am going to, in the nicest way, convey that to Drakara of his oath and what it meant. And I'm going to, after explaining that, say I don't expect any of that to change your mind or anything else. All I'm going to ask, though, is that we leave Darren in peace. He's not going to cause you any harm.
Until we see him at the end of, in 20 years, when he's actually the leader of everything. But that's what he said, right? You have no proof of it. You know, if he's so rightfully justice, but he let the Red Brands run ragged through this town? That seems a little contradictory to his order.
So drinks are in order.
Yeah, it's a double for me.
Yeah, maybe a triple for you. Seems like you had a rough morning.
Let me get this straight.
You right. Realize I'm 1/4 of your guys' weight, so that's like a 12-pack.
Excuse me, Isla. Starodovny, will you come help me bring the drinks back to the table really quick, please? Maybe
Of course.
spend a second and let me know what the hell is going on. And I'm gonna walk up to the bar and just stand there. I'm not gonna be like, asking for the bartender to come and serve us. I'm just gonna stand there and be like, so you met the guy at the orchard, correct?
Yeah, Darren.
You said he seems like a nice enough guy.
Yeah, he seemed really nice, actually.
Cool. Good for you. I'm glad you went and we had to go and talk to him anyway.
Do you want to know something cool?
What's up?
I never met a different kind of paladin before. It was really cool. I mean, I've
Really?
read
That was
about
your
them.
first
I've read
paladin?
about, well, not the first paladin, but like where I come from, there's sons of me, not a ton,
Mhm.
but like it's a family thing. Like there's me, but then like I've only read of other ones, and then to actually see one, oh my gosh, it was like, oh, so cool, so cool. So
Oh,
I was so cool though. Like I held it together. Like he didn't even know that. Like I was like, oh man, and he didn't know. So cool.
I'm really glad you got to meet a different kind of paladin. That's very, very awesome. There's a whole world of paladins out there to go and meet. So your kind of paladin's like more of a familial line
Yeah,
kind of a thing?
it's a bloodline.
That's really awesome. Maybe we don't mention Darren to Jakara much. You can't. Seems to be an age-old hatred, and until she sees fit to redraw her own lines, we're only going to make things worse. And she's kind of stuck at the moment. Wouldn't you agree?
I look over. Is she sitting at the table, or is she still ranting, or what? Where are we at, Drakara?
I'm like on my third mug.
I'm gonna look back at that. She doesn't seem very stuck to me. She seems pretty attached to the cup, though. But like,
I mean, did she pay for that? I mean, we didn't even get a cup and bring it back like we said we were going to yet. Like, is she just grabbing cup?
I'll pay for it. It's fine.
No.
But we'll make sure she's fine. I won't bring up the paladin again. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine.
I just want to know, it's not even lunchtime yet, and you said you were 3 mugs in?
At 1/4 of our weight.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
I was a third of my first mug.
I'm pretty sure you said 3 mugs in, sir.
I mean, I can go back and watch the VOD right quick, but I'm pretty sure it was 3.
You are a little bit intoxicated, my good friend.
That's a deception check.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
deceiving the DM.
No, that's that. You can't roll that high. It's a nat 40.
Nat 40.
Oh, you aren't intoxicated. You're drunk.
Where are all these ones coming from?
And I guess I see Jakara like tucking into the third mug and chugging it. I realize I could kind of manipulate time a bit and make that not happen. Then I could star out on that.
It doesn't matter
Maybe
what
it's for the
your
better.
name is. It doesn't matter what you
Just let that
It
go.
doesn't matter what her
Okay.
name was.
Do we care?
Do we care
Do we care?
about?
Star on your head. The rogue's drunk. It's actually kind of funny. It's a good time.
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
say we don't care. You don't hear that, Cloud.
No,
Like-
I at this point, I just for personal insight, am gonna state that I 100% kind of know she's lying all the time, and I think it's hilarious because it's coming from such a little thing, and I find it comical in its own way. So I fully allow it in my mind. Like, it's completely acceptable. I like her this way. I wouldn't want her any other way.
So as I'm looking at Starodovnia, like asking, like, do we care? Like this spinning golden clock kind of appears in my hands, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I would just close my hands and I'll just keep the spell. Well, maybe we should just get a couple glasses of wine for the three of us, and
You're right. 4 drinks, please.
that's not what I
And
said. But
Toblin's wife
Okay.
walks over to you because I forgot her name. And she happily serves you. She looks at you. Wine or ale?
Ale, please.
Pitchers?
Yeah, why not?
And she smiles slyly because she knows pitchers cost more. Thank you, ma'am. And she slides you
just
4
gotta
pitchers of
upsell.
ale.
well, here goes nothing.
And as she's sliding them over, do you need like a special like mug or anything there, Owl? A straw,
Mm.
maybe?
No, I have my own, thank you.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
just grab the
My
pitchers
apologies.
and I walk away.
Mhm.
So the bird will cover the tab.
Yes. And ma'am, what's the damage?
Oh, that'll be 10 gold.
I'll pull out 12. I'll put it on the counter. Plus
Always
10.
a good time with a drunk rogue.
Thank you very
Agreed.
kindly.
How are you
You
doing,
know
Oh.
what's
Gummy?
happening? I don't even notice what's like the the booze coming out because I'm just like playing with my toad and I'm just like I look up, I'm like, where did this come from?
As you look at Drakara drinking, you realize the mugs are kind of
If
just
you were a
lifting
monster,
by
you know that
themselves.
straws kill more
He's
owlbears
not
each
actually
year
holding on to
than
the
all
mugs,
the adventures combined.
but he's drinking. And Parsec, as you get ready to leave the counter, she's like, "Oh, Mr. Owl, if you would like to sleep in the barn, I could clear out an area for you. By the way, if I want to be accommodating to all of our guests."
I had a room
Oh, but
upstairs.
assumptions being you're an owl.
I'm actually a great owl. I'm not a barn owl. So like I know we look a lot alike, and it's a very easy misconception to
I'm like,
make.
Are you
But-
being a bit what is this going on right
No,
now?
no. It's people don't know. We're not very prevalent here.
She
And sometimes we all look alike.
she
it's
nods.
okay.
No, I've never quite seen one of your kind. It's kind of
I will say, ma'am, if you need the room for another person, I would happily go and sleep in the barn.
She smiles. Well, if you're happy, you're paying. I have no problem.
I shall pay. But thank you for the thought. I really appreciate it. You wouldn't happen to have like ale, like O'Doul's, non-alcoholic?
She kind of.
It's like decaf coffee, but for ale.
I know what you're asking for, and she shakes her head as she walks in back, and she grabs a kid's mug, and she gets it because they keep it in a small barrel, and it's labeled root beer.
Mhm.
Because you did the same thing, so we're going to do it. And she's going to pour you some root beer and hand it to you.
And I'm going to walk over the table and attempt to sleight of hand it into like Jakara, take Jakara's ale and just leave this one in the way.
Sleight of hand. No.
And I am going to use Chronal Shift.
Okay, so that becomes or is that the one where you re-roll it?
That's the one I re-roll.
Okay, that's not the clockwork amulet.
No. We roll that again.
And with Chronal Shift, you have to use the new roll.
Yes, which is fine with me.
Much better. Jakara, roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Minus a couple because she's drunk.
-2. I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Not here.
Apparently not. No.
Damn, you almost got it. You do not notice him switch your drinks.
All right. I pulled up. This is the
Before
worst beer
she-
I had.
It's
So I
something
cast
special.
prestidigitation.
Go ahead.
I cast prestidigitation to make it taste a whole lot better.
And it does.
Oh, now that's better.
Well, friends, well, I've been sitting here all day watching the local population come in and out, and apparently time had no meaning for about 45 minutes. What are we doing today?
Well,
Is this what we're doing today? Are we getting
it's-
drunk at
Uh,
10:30 in the
I'd-
morning?
I'd
Yeah, it's
rather
10:30 in the
not.
morning, guys.
I'd rather not, personally.
I did notice in conversations that I had with some of the people in town, there have been undead sightings to the north, and also
Perfect.
where we're going to go find Gundren Rockseeker obviously is up to the north as well. There's also an old owl well, which I don't know. I don't kind of look at Parsec and like family origin. I don't know, but like we're supposed to head that way too.
I don't think that's a family site. We've never been in Phandalin, at least as far back as I've traced our
like,
family tree.
What is it with the
hereditarily
people and
line.
not knowing their differences with the owls?
And
Well,
it-
I understand that there are different kinds of owls.
and I'm not an old owl per se. I mean,
Well,
I'm
you're just a
middle-aged.
great horned owl, right?
I mean, kind of. I'm only good horned. I'm not really great yet. I'm aspiring to be great.
Mediocre.
Mediocrity is the-
mediocre horned owl.
Mediocrity is a prison we all must escape at least once in life.
And I thought Sammy was bad.
I just thought it was a good joke. Oh well. So anyway, so there's the old Parsec well we're supposed to go to, and then also.
I
So
think we
then-
killed Grim.
I told you during the break we would have this result on him.
Oh, I knew.
Oh, everybody can have inspiration. Fuck it. Oh, that was so good.
I needed inspiration. Thank you.
I died.
Yes,
I mean-
finally have it back.
Undead sound like fun. I mean, more fun than this.
Well, I feel like they're in the same direction, so I don't know if we should just, go up north. Well, obviously we should leave a note for Sammy so that she knows where to meet us, because I don't know if we're gonna get back here today. So we'll make sure to do that so she can catch up with us when she unroots.
I'll go do that. Parsec, may I have a
And-
piece of parchment?
And while she's doing that, if you guys don't mind, I need an hour maybe to sober up a little bit and get ready. If we're gonna go face undead, I'd like to be better prepared, and I need an hour if we want to meet back down here in about an hour, and we'll go off.
Drakara,
Yeah.
roll me a Constitution saving throw.
I give Isla
I thought
a piece of
Parsec
paper.
went time back, and I'm not.
No, I said I could have, but I didn't.
He didn't.
Oh.
You were
I
so
asked
drunk.
the paladin, and she was like, "No, it's fine."
To be fair, I didn't know that's what you were asking. Whoops, my bad.
DC 16.
Well, that's good. I got a con 16, so I make it.
I need the roll. I need the roll, sir. Perfect. It'll take you 2 hours to cast that spell. Cause you're slurring your words and you're struggling a little bit with the incantations. You do feel that Isla could carry you and you could successfully cast the spell if she did.
Okay, after about after 15 minutes or whatever, I realize I'm stumbling around here. I'll go and seek her for help. I'm kind of new at this thing. I'm not sure I'm doing it right. I need an experienced teacher.
Oh, that we had one of those. Does
Right.
anybody know a teacher?
Maybe that's what's at the old
Um,
Parsec well.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna tap my my glass staff on the ground and cast mage armor on myself.
Awesome. Put that effect on your sheriff.
Already did.
And that lasts for 8 hours, correct?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So, you guys are, I'm assuming, getting ready then to leave town.
I'm gonna go put the note to my room, and then while as I'm about to go to my room, I'm like, Parsec, could you join me for a second?
Oh, sure. What's up, Lila?
So I'm just gonna lead us to our room, and I'm gonna shut the door. How do I explain this? There's been something happening for these past couple of nights, and I'm not quite sure what is going on. I don't know if you would be able to help, but I can't talk to Sammy about it because, and I gesture to her and place the note on the floor. I'm like, yeah, that's why. So I understand you are good with magic, so I'm wondering, two types of birds have come to me in these past nights, a sparrow and a woodpecker. And last night I tried to cast my abilities to speak with the woodpecker, would not work. And every time I pull out my totem, it glows green. I don't understand it, and I've never experienced anything like this in my years of my teachings. I don't understand.
Well, the ornithologist at the academy did have a couple lessons on various bird types, and sparrows are symbols of hope, and woodpeckers are symbols of new opportunity and creativity, but I don't necessarily know that that's what this means. Maybe I could concentrate, see if I can help out with this a little bit. Grim, is there something I can roll to help figure this out for her?
Do you have religious ties in your schooling?
Yes. They do teach cleric stuff there.
Okay. Roll me a religion check. The DC is high.
How high?
That's metagaming, sir.
No, it just matters if I'm going to use my amulet or not.
You wouldn't know that. That's metagaming.
Well. Okay.
Well done.
Oh God.
You know. Fuck you, Cloud. God damn it.
I did not do this.
Fuck!
The dice.
I wanted to use my amulet and get a 15. You made me roll a 25.
I didn't fucking make you do shit!
You said roll the religion check.
But you know what? A nat 20 does not mean you get all the information. It just means the best possible outcome. And the best possible outcome for your owlin teacher that understands some about gods and nature, you realize that it's connected to nature in some way. You can't quite pinpoint it though. But there's something deeper.
I could have said that without the religion check.
You could have said that without the religion check.
So it's basically a bullshit roll. Cool. I look at her and I say that it's something to do with nature, obviously,
Petty
because
as
of the birds.
fuck.
But maybe asking a cleric or another druid might produce more answers.
That's why I'm
Uh,
wanting to go see that druid after we save Gundren, because I feel like it needs to be seen upon, at least in my opinion.
That's fair. I do agree that Gundren is probably the most important right now since it's a life at stake, and it doesn't sound like your life is in danger unless these are omens of portent. But maybe we could swing by sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I feel like if it glowed red, that would have been a bad sign.
Fair. Green might be good. I mean, green means go.
Yes.
Sorry I couldn't
Uh,
help out with more.
You know what? It's okay. I figured it wouldn't be that simple.
And where are you guys when you're having this conversation?
She said we
We're
were in
in
her
my
room.
room.
Okay. Good.
So I put the note on Sammy, like right, like on her forehead.
Okay.
Where would the
And-
leaves go?
Exactly. I'm like, let's go.
Wait. And I take the letter off and I stick it right in her forehead.
It
That
She would
stays.
want-
stays.
It stays. It
she
ain't
would've-
coming off.
She would have wanted that.
So I have a question. Do I see them as they leave Isla's room?
You notice them leave the room, and Isla and Parsec, as you leave the room, roll me a perception check real quick.
Oh
I
my god.
use chronal shift again for her.
Save it. Because the DC literally is 4 to notice that Sammy is thoroughly soaking wet.